In this game, we'll see the Chicago Bulls against the San Antonio Spurs. Checking out the Spurs, prior to the game, Coach commented on their level of confidence in the locker room, and he feels that they are prepared with a very strong game plan.
Greetings, everyone. 2K Sports brings you the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. The Chicago Bulls here to defend the home court, playing host to the Western Conference. We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Thank you, Kevin. Guys, Chicago is one of the league's biggest markets, but it still has that blue-collar culture. Longtime Bull Luol Deng exemplified that spirit. He said, if you're coming in to just show your skills, just look good, the city of Chicago is not going to accept you. They want to see you work hard night in and night out. If you do, the city will love you. Kevin?
They want grit and toughness, David. Thank you. We'll get a chance to see two very stout defensive teams here, Steve. Points are going to be hard to come by.
Yeah, you're going to have to find a way to get some easy buckets. But both these teams, they take away your first and second options. Little things like offensive rebounds, second chance points might make the difference.
They make you pay, though, don't they? Huh?
Yes, indeed.
Buyer beware or driver beware. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the two stars at the 3 and the 4. And it's Gasol, and at the 5, down low. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You think of Paul Gasol, you think of offense, but he's an elite rebounder. Averages almost a double-double per game in his career, and is one of the smartest rebounders in the league because of positioning.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. And with Gasol, one of the more impressive things, Steve, is his rebounding. His rates have increased the last few years.
Yes, I mean, you talk about Paul Gasol. He's incredible rebounding. Yes, he's getting older, but what he has is height and length and perfect timing to rebound.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And to survive in the NBA, you need to be tough physically and emotionally. And Steve, just how grueling can a full NBA season be on a player?
It can be very grueling. You start talking about back-to-back 82 games, flying from the West Coast to the East Coast and vice versa. And then you get a chance to go up against some guys that don't let you off the hook. They don't care you play the back-to-back. They're coming at you.
How would you handle it personally in terms of just keeping your body fresh and as ready as possible?
You know, nutrition is huge now, and I think also guys taking care of their bodies and still working out on off days. A lot of times they say get your rest, but it'll be good to get some light workouts and some workouts when you have days off.
Here's San Antonio. It's a 3-point game. Spurs passing it around. Here's Aldridge. From 16 feet away, he cans it.
I don't know. Maybe they're still working out the kinks on D, because that clearly was a break there.
Well, defensive end as a team, you must be on the same page. On that possession, they were not.
Now, here's Butler. Inside, Lopez. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
And that soft touch of Lopez makes things easy for him down there.
Chicago on defense. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Aldridge with a screen on Butler. And here's Green outside. He can't get that one. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball.
The one thing the Bulls can hang their hat on is rebounding. They've always been one of the best rebounding teams in this league. Last season was no different for them.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
Yeah, great job getting to the bucket and not letting the defense bother him one bit.
Now here's Rondo. Feeds to Lopez. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. And the Bulls were 3rd in the NBA in rebounding last season. They are just so good, Steve, at closing out possessions on the defensive end.
Yeah, you said it best. Defensively, they do a nice job. But when you start talking about defense, you got to finish it with a rebound. They thrive in rebounding the basketball. They have guys at every position. They want to get their hands dirty.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Mirotic is checked in for Gibson. Doug McDermott comes in for Jimmy Butler. Valentine's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Grant in for Rajon Rondo. Bulls still looking like they're getting going. Trailing by 5. Yep, it counts.
McDermott makes shooting look so easy. It's like second nature to him.
San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Mills dishes to Leonard. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Five on the clock. Fires the 3. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Grant kicks to Mirotic. Can't hit from in close. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Spurs out in front, up by 3. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player. And if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Spurs so far?
I just really like what we're seeing from a defensive standpoint, forcing a lot of turnovers with those quick hands.
Everyone on the court just has an eye for what the offense is going to do next, and that's beautiful to watch.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Mills and Manu at the guards. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Anderson in at the 3 slot. And that one's good by Aldridge.
That's exactly where they want the ball to go. He did a great job getting the ball into that position.
Grant outside. He dishes it to Valentine. Back to Grant. Pass to Mirotic. From deep three-point range, the long-distance 3 is buried. Mirotic has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Nikola Mirotic is one of those guys you wait and wait for just to break out. He's a stretch 4 that can really knock down a lot of threes. He can be dangerous. We just wait for him to have that breakout season.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
On the defensive end, you have to fight through screen. That is a commitment.
Now here's Butler, looking for his first basket still in this one. And despite advances in defensive strategy last season, teams got even more efficient, Steve, offensively. You were a very efficient scorer.
You know what I like is when you play with a great team, Kevin, you take better shots, better quality shots, and you feel good. And, you know, a lot of times they have this saying now, good to great. What that means is I have a good contested shot, but I'm going to kick it to you, Kevin, because you have a wide open shot. That's what I love about the way the game is played right now.
That's where the Spurs play. There's a good shot and there's a better shot.
Spurs, right? Warriors, a lot of teams are starting to play that way.
That extra pass.
Yes.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Wade comes in for Jimmy Butler. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Grant. The Spurs also changing it up. Pau Gasol is checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. Green comes in for Anderson. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Well, for every NBA player, there seems to be a moment, Smitty, when they realize that they had a special talent, that the game came easy to them. Did you have that kind of moment where you said, you know what, I'm pretty good at this game?
You know what helped me, Kevin? Drafted by the Miami Heat. And sometimes where you're drafted and the people around you. I played with Glenn Rice from the state of Michigan, played at Michigan. Then I also played with Willie Burton. He's from my neighborhood.
Sure is.
So getting a chance to have guys familiar, some similar backgrounds, Grant Long as well, it made life a little bit easier. I think when I knew I was special, when the first time I heard my name in the starting lineup.
I bet. And Miami is not too bad a city to begin your
Not at all. Yeah, Michigan was pretty cold. I was down there in Miami.
Faded away to create the space.
And Dwayne Wade will do work on you from the mid-range if you let him.
Kicks to Aldridge. Passes it to Green. The dish now to Parker. Gibson with the steal.
A chance here to go 2 for 1.
But you can't waste time. You have to go quickly.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And we knew that Mirotic could shoot, but he showed a lot more consistency, Steve, last season from deep. Saw his big jump in that three-point percentage column.
Mirotic can definitely shoot the basketball, and we know that he's going to be a threat for his team. Shooting it deeper and deeper. What the good thing for him is this percentage is starting to go up. I think for him is to limit some of the off-balance shots and some of those shots that's so deep that you just can't shoot a high percentage.
Robin Lopez is checked in for Chicago. Doug McDermott comes in for Ballantyne. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Leonard, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
Aldridge, the pass to Parker. Outside Leonard. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Leonard with the ball. Wade picks him up. Just 5 to shoot, and it's going to be a 3-second call. Both teams will make substitutions. There's 10 seconds left in the first half. The fadeaway. No good there.
Tell you what, the defense got lucky there because you know he can hit it from mid-range.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Bulls lead by 1. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, Pop. What do you need from the second unit in the second half?
I just want to have a semblance of motion so that they know where they're going and the ball moves. They don't play in a crowd. Just basically see if they know what they're doing.
We'll all find out together. Thanks, Pop. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. They battled hard in the second quarter, and it was reflected on the scoreboard. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
Shaq, let's get your thoughts on San Antonio.
Whatever their game plan was defensively coming in, that needs to change. Can't let a team shoot for a percentage in the high 50s and expect to come out on top. It's on the coaches and the players to adjust.
And that'll do it, as the second half is just about ready to begin. Back to Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game. Hey, watch yourself.
We're celebrating. We're the best.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Nice game, great performance by LaMarcus Aldridge.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Just fundamentally sound basketball. That's what you want out of your offense of each and every game.
And Chicago has possession. They lead by 1. And last season we had Kobe's retirement, but in the offseason we said goodbye to another legend, the terrific Tim Duncan. You know, Greg, there was talk he might hang it up, and he felt that he didn't have any more in him and called it a career after 19 incredible record-breaking seasons.
Yeah, and Timmy retired in the most Duncan way possible. Just quietly let it happen in the midst of the summer. No farewell tour or any of that. A big hit to the game of basketball to see one of the all-time greats walk away, but arguably one of the best two-way players to have ever played the game.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for Chicago right now, Rajon Rondo is out there with Dwayne Wade. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Gibson in at the 4 spot. Outside Rondo. Left side Gibson. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
The unselfishness of Rondo, always looking to get his teammates easy looks.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker.
Wow, you know he's got to be beside himself. Terrible unforced error.
Some changes for Chicago. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Grant in for Rajon Rondo. The Spurs also changing it up. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Gasol. Ginobili comes in for Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Pass to Mirotic. Off the pick. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Shot's good. Hit. Shooting one.
Fred Hoiberg with the Bulls. Still on his learning curve. Coming from the college game to the pro, he still has some adjustments to go.
And for Hoiberg, I think the Bulls know, Steve, that he'll have a bit of a learning curve as this is his first time as a head coach in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, when you start looking at the NBA, they want you to win now. But for Fred Hoiberg, it is a learning curve. And last year, I thought, was a learning curve for Hoiberg. This year should be better.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kawhi Leonard is a low-key superstar who doesn't have 5 words to say to anybody. He said recently, I'm not one of the guys in it for the fame. I'm here so I can take care of my family, take care of myself. I love the game of basketball, and as long as I can keep playing and try to get some more championships with the organization, I'll be happy. And that makes him a perfect fit with this franchise, Kevin.
All about the game, D.A. Thanks. The Spurs making a switch here. Dedmon's checked in. Ginobili kicks to Leonard. They set the pick. Rebound by the Bulls. Lopez has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Mirotic has a wide open look. Drains the 3-pointer. Mirotic has got 13.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
So for the Bulls, McDermott's checked in for Mirotic, and Tony Snell subbed in for Dwayne Wade. The Spurs shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
It's been this way for a long time, but once again, the Bulls were #1 in fan attendance in the NBA at the United Center. Such great support from Chicago, who Steve, continue to fill up this great arena every time out.
There's no question Chicago Bulls fans are some of the best in the business. Give a lot of credit to those Michael Jordan Bulls. This team has had a following for years and years.
Here's Mills. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Mills with it. Butler covering. 23 seconds left in the third quarter. And Grant sends it back. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. .20 seconds left to play here in the third. Just 4 to shoot. Mills dishes to Leonard.
I love the intensity dial-up here from the defensive standpoint in the second half. Doing a much better job.
We've got 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Now Butler. Lopez, a screen on Green. Butler from outside. No good on the shot. And we've reached the end of the third. Bulls out front, leading by 6. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Spurs trail by 6. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. The defensive duo of Green and Leonard make up the perimeter. Pau Gasol is out there with Dwayne Dedmon, and it's Parker in at the point guard position.
And Gasol is a master at utilizing his strength inside, forcing the defense to become physical with him whenever he has the ball in deep.
That free throw good from Gasol. And the Bulls making a change here. Mirotic is checked in. The Spurs also with the sub. Aldridge is checked in. And so Gasol nails them both.
And Gasol is a guy who can do a multitude of things well. I mean, he scores it, rebounds it, passes it, just an all-around talent.
Now here's Rondo. Butler sets a screen for Rondo. Clock at 6. Puts up a 3. Excellent D there from Parker. Spurs trail by 4. Green, the pass to Parker. He feeds it to Aldridge. 14 feet away. Mirotic grabs the miss. Into the Bulls, shooting an efficient 53% from the field. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Mirotic sets the screen for Butler. Green against Wade, wants to get it to Rondo and does. Here's Mirotic, and he lays it straight in. And the Bulls lead by 6.
Mirotic is a hustler out there. He takes pride in staying active on the glass.
Parker against Rondo. Here's the feed to Aldridge. Back to Parker. And Rondo sends it back. And here comes the break. Ahead. Here's Gibson. That one doesn't go. Some solid defense from Aldridge. Leonard with the ball. Butler covering. Green, no luck.
You know, with that much room, you don't lay it up. You throw it down like you've been disrespected.
Mirotic hits the bucket.
Nice read by Dwayne Wade. Beautiful.
1:07 left in the fourth. Dishes to Aldridge. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. That's 10 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Outstanding job looking for his teammate and connecting with him with a flawless pass.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to listen in on what Fred Hoiberg told his team. He told them the lead we've got is good, but we can be better. Take it to them. Stay on the accelerator. Looks like he wants them to keep pushing it, guys.
Chicago making a switch here. Lopez is checked in. And San Antonio also making a switch. Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Daniel Green. There's a minute left in the fourth quarter. Lopez a screen. Butler kicks to Rondo. To the paint. Here's Lopez. Lays it up and banks it in. Lopez has got the lead up to 8 now for the Bulls.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of.
Stolen by Wade. And it's Rondo in the corner. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Down low. Shot from free throw range. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
Yeah, and that's what you want from your point guard. Parker distributing the ball wonderfully on that possession.
And so they foul intentionally. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And an intentional foul right there.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shot.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
He has really embraced his role as a leader on this squad. Jimmy Butler has a defensive mindset, but also the leadership is starting to play into it.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're down by 8. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Back to Parker. Lets it go with the three. Rebound by the Bulls. Here's Wade. And so it's Chicago winning this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Dwayne, you really got on the glass tonight. How did that happen?
Yeah, Coach told me to rebound. I've been trying to rebound lately, so he's trying to get down there and help our big guys out.
Well, you helped him in a big way, Dwayne. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Nikola Mirotic. What are your thoughts, Shaq?
Oh, my. You talk about a bench player having an impact. That's as big as it gets. And the crowd was loving it. Look at them. They're still here. Ernie, the game's over, and they're jumping around, taking selfies, trying to get their followers up on the Instagram. Oh, my. This came out of nowhere. Who is this guy?
It's amazing to me the load he shouldered offensively. I have to give it up to him. The energy he played with and the stamina. We're talking about a guy who scored over half his team's points tonight.
And that's it for tonight. But we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again very soon.
Joe.